FCC. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, making his professional debut, representing Team Maximus, and his opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He enters the cage with a mixed martial art record, 2 victories, 1 defeat, representing Team Chonky, Shaun Hampton.
Well, Jez, we're back here at FCC17. Brad Wharton, Jez Cook calling the action. A pair of FCC legends, Mitchell Richards, Shaun Hampton, and both men so instrumental in the rise of this promotion.
And what you have to say, this is like a trip down memory lane, Brad, for you and I, especially being involved with the event from day one.
Now, Mitchell Richards was involved in the first few FCCs, instrumental in the promotion's rise. Shaun Hampton, a long-time amateur light heavyweight champion, moved up to the professional ranks and has had some of the most amazing barn-burning FCC contests as a pro. Mitchell Richards steaming in with those big punches that he's so well known for. Hampton, though, closing the distance, looking to take this into his wheelhouse.
Yeah, and you have to say that both guys look a lot more natural at middleweight, really, don't they?
First time at middleweight for Hampton. I believe Mitchell's fought at 185 once before as an amateur. He's been out of the cage for some time, though. I know he's had a few planned comebacks on FCC that have fallen through due to injuries to opponents and late replacements not working out, but he's back in now, taking a tough fight against a guy with, 3 contests worth of pro experience on him.
Yeah, but, Richards was always comfortable in the cage, wasn't he? You have to say that. He was never really intimidated from day one. And these guys both have shown a lot of character and a lot of charisma. So it's brilliant to see them both back at the pro level. I think the key factor is that ring rust, so to speak. For some fighters it doesn't really mean anything. For others, it's huge.
Well, we'll see how that affects Mitchell Richards tonight here at FCC17. It's a clinch fight so far. Richards is going to look to unleash those big looping hooks. We saw him at FCC2 main eventing against Brett McDermott, who'll be in action here later tonight if you're watching our live stream on Fight TV. Gum shield out there for Hampton. He's going to get a brief minute's respite while that goes back in. Paul Crosley starts the action again. And again, it's the hooks from Mitchell Richards. He's got to watch the counter punches from Hampton, though. Does have a tendency to leave his chin exposed when he throws those big bone-crushing hooks.
Yeah, especially that right really winds it up, doesn't he? And does leave himself a little bit open. But look, from the day that this card was announced, this was always down as a potential fight of the night contender. That has never changed, and I don't think it's going to change. It's proving to be a great fight thus far. And it's going to be hard to call. It is, isn't it? A great exchange from both guys so far.
Yeah, both men landing nice leg kicks. The better of the punching has gone to Mitchell Richards thus far. Nice 1-2 from Hampton there, though. Mitchell able to just move out of the striking range and take back the centre of the cage. Mitchell just putting points on the board with these big hooks. And how many times have we seen Shaun Hampton get put in the danger zone, then come back?
Yeah, but
some of his pro fights on FCC, he lost his last one, unfortunately, to a very, very talented opponent. But even the fights he's won as a pro, he gets in the ringer. We saw him take a hellacious beating, and it was either his first or second professional fight. Took a real pounding, and suffered some incredible facial injuries in that fight. Came back to get the submission. His fortitude is unmatched here, as far as I'm concerned, at FCC. Yeah. Nice leg kick there from Hampton.
One of the things I'm really liking about Hampton, he's not getting enticed into a dogfight. He's keeping his hands up nicely, and he's really working that 1-2 combination very well, waiting and being patient. And you know, that's the mark of a fighter taking that step up from amateur to professional level.
You know, not many people are going to stand in the centre of the cage with Mitchell Richards, throw bombs, and come out smelling of roses. You know, even Luke Taylor found that out. Luke Taylor got a big cut. And Hampton's now caught on the back of his head. Not going to be in a position to stop the fight or hinder the fight in any way you would think. And again, Mitchell finding his range with that hook.
Richards just enticing him in, isn't he? But Shaun's smarter than that, isn't he? He's not going to get tricked in. He's going to fight his own game.
Final 10 seconds of the first round. And again, Mitchell going to the well with that right hook. Interesting first 5 minutes.
Very interesting.
And Jez, it has to be said, Mitchell Richards has spent a long time out of the cage. He looks like he hasn't missed a beat.
No, and also, you know what? He looks like he's happy to be back inside. You know what? I'm happy to see him back inside. So, you know, yeah, look, it hasn't disappointed, hasn't it? There's a lot of talking points here. But a fairly equal contest. Neither fighter really looking to take the fight to the ground. I'm happy about that. Let's not lie. But yeah, all to play for.
Absolutely. You know, we've seen these guys so many times between them on FCC, and I don't think either of them's ever been in a boring fight. You know, all action for Shaun Hampton's fights, all action for Mitchell Richards' fights.
Is it? Am I right here saying that one of, well, personally, one of my memorable events was when Shaun Hampton powerbombed himself off the cage after a victory? That was Shaun, wasn't it?
That was Shaun. That was absolutely superb.
Yeah. Brilliant. He's so delighted with the victory that he almost knocked himself out. Shrugged it off to the light of everyone here. Yeah, but he's a character, so it's great to see him back. And
one of our greatest amateur champions of all time. You know, so many guys have come through the amateur ranks at FCC. Ashley Reese, we're going to see later on tonight. Brett McDermott, we're going to see later on tonight.
And it's nice to see these guys come full circle, come right through the ranks, through the amateurs, take titles, take straps, defend, and then come back in on the pro card. And you know, it just shows the development of these fighters, but also FCC really as a promotion.
Yeah, we saw Mitchell pick up a great submission win on FCC1. Unfortunately lost an absolute war with Brett McDermott on FCC2, and I believe FCC3 or 4 he returned and engaged in a 15-minute slugfest.
You know, but I think going to Mitchell Richards about his game plan and touching on what we talked about earlier on about him dropping down to middleweight, I think that's really going to benefit. You can see he's in great shape, you know, and he does like to throw high volume strikes. At light heavyweight, you know, he might have not had the tank to see that through, especially these 5-minute rounds. I don't worry about that. You know, maybe I'm premature to say that, you know.
You know, it was interesting. I remember being there while Mitchell was cutting weight for FCC2, and he was kind of struggling. So you've got to think he's now changed his lifestyle, he's changed his diet, he's got down to that smaller size, and it's looking great for him. And the same has to be said of Shaun Hampton.
Yeah,
Hampton's looking great at middleweight. You know what? Hampton's wheelhouse really is on the ground. That's where we've seen him do his best work. So very interesting to see him just standing and trading with Mitchell here.
I think the thing is, when you go out to the pro level, you've got to take this seriously. Amateur is one thing, isn't it? But you are, when you go pro, you're making a commitment and saying, you know, this is my life. And you have to look at every part of your life, not just your training, but your diet and everything else that comes with it. And so, yeah, this is why both of these fighters end up in the middleweight ranks and why they're both perfectly situated here.
Yeah, FCC1 at the Berry TA Centre. Mitchell submitted Shaun with the guillotine choke. So there's a degree of redemption at stake here for Shaun, wanting to get that win back. Mitchell landing big bombs though. Hampton eating these shots, firing back, looking to be slightly wobbly, looking for the clinch here. Mitchell just throwing fastballs. How long can he keep this up?
Yeah, but he does need to be careful there. Big swing and a miss, and that just is a testimony to the volume that he's throwing. He needs to just rein it ever so in slightly. He's getting potentially a bit carried away, but you know, it's hard for him in there. He's been looking forward to getting back in there, and the crowd is egging him on. So, you know, but he just needs to be mindful that, you know.
Hampton coming over the top that time. Yeah, Hampton's done a good job countering with straight punches in some of those exchanges. The straight punch lands before the hook. It's whether Hampton can compose himself under fire, and again Mitchell landing these big hooks.
Yeah, he
so
is
fast, even as the fight wears on. But something is going to be interesting here for Mitchell. Can he hack the pace for the full 15 minutes? Because he's never had to go this long before.
And the fight right in front of us. A few splatters of blood over the commentary team here. That's a hazard of the job. But Hampton, look, he's not phased at all. Again, another low chopping kick, but lovely technique there. Picks a heel, does Mitchell Richards. Nice low kick, and gets his opponent on the mat. And you know, look, scoring well in this round, isn't he, really?
Yeah, I think in terms of the judges' scorecards, Mitchell's perhaps running away with this one now. Staying strong inside control, but you know, this is Hampton's wheelhouse. Yeah, we've seen him do so much good work on the ground previously. Gets those hips out.
Yeah.
Stops Mitchell from stepping over there. He's going to look to get his back on the cage, slowly work his way to the feet.
Yeah, and that blood there provides a lot of lubricant, Brad, makes things real slippery.
Yeah, slippery when wet here at FCC17.
Always looking to lower the tone. Oh, your FCC commentary
team.
team.
Mitchell steps away, lets Hampton get back to his feet. The referee checks Hampton's good to go. Oh, we saw Mitchell put the hands on the hips there. That's often a sign of excessive fatigue.
Yeah, but he's come out all guns blazing. Let's remember, this is the first time Richards has fought 5 minutes in a round. You're used to that 3-minute round that you get. Not shorter, sharper.
Final few seconds, and both these men get a bit of respite. We saw a touch of the gloves there. Nice show of respect between these two fighters. Both these men have really put themselves through the ring, and now Mitchell Richards has been on the offense for the vast majority of that round, Jez. Now, I think it's fair to say he's running away with this one on the judges' scorecards. Can Shaun Hampton draw on his gas tank? Can he draw on his increased professional experience and come back in this third frame?
And you have to say, right, so Hampton, he's been covering up well. Yeah, look, Richards has been throwing some big bombs, but I don't really think any of them have caused him much trouble. He may be looking at this and saying, right, you know what, let Richards just throw the bombs. Let's let him tire himself out. The third round, I'm going to take him apart. That might happen. We've seen Richards starting to tire there.
You know,
but
Shaun,
that third becomes an interesting aspect.
I think it was Shaun Hampton's first or second pro fight, the one where, you know, he really did take a lot of damage early on, and his opponent had thrown so much at him in an attempt to finish. He was almost exhausted, and that's what allowed Hampton to come back and take the victory. I wonder now, as we see Mitchell Richards with his hands on his hips.
In all fairness, so both of them, they're not leaving anything in here.
And the doctor now is coming in just to take a look at Shaun Hampton.
Neither fighter is going to be too...
they're taking a look at his eyes here, which is a concern. I originally thought they might be coming to look at the cut, but they're actually checking the eyes of Shaun Hampton. And the doctor's having a look at the cut. He's happy. Yep. Safety first here at FCC, as it should be.
And both guys giving a bit of an extra breather. They probably won't be frustrated about.
Mitchell Richards egging the crowd on. Third and final round.
Yeah, and look, the crowd responding accordingly, really giving these fighters a huge round of applause, and rightfully so, putting on a great display of mixed martial arts here at Event City in Manchester. Full contact contender, joined by Mr. Foyer Brad Wharton and Iron Jez Cook in the commentary booth here.
And this one really has been everything we'd hoped and prayed it would be so far. Hampton stalking Mitchell Richards now in the third round. Mitchell looking to be perhaps a little bit more economical. Fell just short with that combination. Hampton trying to pour over the top of Richards' guard with the right hand. Oh, huge cracking shot with the right from Richards. Hampton landed a counter left.
Yeah, Richards being smart here, being a bit more conservative with his striking.
Nice leg kick from Richards and another flurry. Hampton teasing with a leg kick of his own there.
Look, Hampton's demonstrated some good counters, and he's demonstrated just then again, but look, it's not quite enough. He's really got to start up in the ante here. He's well within this fight. He's out by no means, but it's not quite enough. Richards has been the aggressor from the start and has maintained that through the first 2 rounds and here into the third. You've got to think Hampton's got to start putting something together.
Yeah, Hampton's catching a lot of
pressuring his opponent.
He's catching a lot of these shots on the gloves and arms now, Jez, in this third round. Mitchell's just not landing as cleanly as he was previously. But on the same note, Hampton's not really fired a whole lot back. Both sections of the crowd chanting for their fighter here. Chance of Hampton on one side, chance of the big bad wolf on the other.
It certainly is Hampton who's taking more damage, or more visible damage anyway.
And the output has slowed as we expected it would here in this third and final round.
Yeah, well, you know, the volume that was committed in the first 2 was always going to be difficult to maintain in the third. But both guys still pressing.
Yeah, Mitchell's so good with those big hooks. Even when he does tease with the leg kick, it doesn't throw Shaun Hampton off. Hampton knows that the hooks are going to come. He's not dropping his guard at all. He's not being tempted by that takedown. And Jesse, I'm really surprised that we haven't seen more takedown attempts from Shaun Hampton. You've got to wonder, maybe is he injured? Is he hurt? Is he trying something new?
It's a very good point, Brad. That is a very good point. A question to throw at him after this fight, but he's obviously had a game plan coming in here. He's certainly stifled Richards, that's for sure. It's not been one-way traffic, that's...
Absolutely not, and you know, he's taken the big bad wolf's biggest shots, and he's hanging tough in there. Blood-soaked and battle-worn.
Yeah, he's a resilient fighter, isn't he? He's got a good chin on him. He's taken a few heavy hits.
No one's going to question the toughness and heart of Shaun Hampton.
No, we've seen it on display so many times here, and once again, putting it all on the line. Richards winding up that big right again.
And you're going to wonder, Jez, you know, if Mitchell Richards can take the win here tonight, maybe there's another redemption match with Brett McDermott in his future.
Well, that is an exciting proposition.
Oh, and a nice 2-punch combination from Mitchell there. Call Hampton again. Hampton, though, right back in the fray. Richards winged that one. And Jez, you still get the feeling that one of these guys could land one big shot, and that'd be all she wrote. Hampton, nice counter jab there. He's going to have to do more.
Yeah, he's not quite been able to establish himself as the aggressor at any point, really, has he, Brad? And that is one of the... well, it will be a key factor when it comes to the scorecards.
Final 10 seconds of the round. Can one of these gentlemen pull something crazy out the bag? They're swinging heavy leather to end the contest. Absolutely phenomenal stuff.
Wonderful stuff.
And a big hug in the middle of the cage. Folks, this is exactly what we wanted, exactly what we hoped for, and exactly what Mitchell Richards and Shaun Hampton delivered. Incredible stuff here at FCC17. We'll let our judges pick that one out, and I'll look forward to speaking to the winner in just a few moments' time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for our fighters this evening. And after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. With a unanimous decision, your winner in the blue corner,
you made events in FCC2 and you had a hell of a fight under FCC card. How does it feel to be back in the cage here at full contact contender?
Feels amazing. I'm back home where I belong.
Yeah, Mitchell, you had a while out of the cage. You came back and you went the distance. You went to war with Shaun Hampton. Did you see that one going the distance? Did you think you were going to get the stoppage? He hit some big shots. What did you think he was going to take the stoppage?
I thought it was either going to go his way where it takes me down, just that side mount Kimura block, so he was good at that. Or I was going to do my ground game and finish him off, not my side, but sometimes grapplers who are good on the floor cancel each other out, so the best way to do it is to stand up, and I think I'm better. Like I said in my interview with Daz with me, I said who's going to turn out, who's the Baltimore, not who's more experienced, and who's fucking the Baltimore. Maximus.
Mitchell, Mitchell, very quickly, for a lot of fans here tonight, what's the message you've got for all the fans who came in to support you?
Well, all my fans who always turn up to see me, always, come in numbers all the time. We've got the house, lads, we've got the house, all my Wolf gang.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, Mitchell Richards.